It's a well-known fact that Titleist is the #1 selling ball in golf, with the Pro V1 and the Pro V1X being the most popular out here on tour. But what's the difference between these two balls, and how important is it for you to pick the right one to optimize your game? We're going to go and ask these questions to the tour reps here right now. So JJ, you are the director for the PGA Tour on the golf club side of things, but I want to pick your brain now about the golf balls, if that's all right with you.
Absolutely.
Because we know you're the #1 selling ball in golf. You've got the Pro V1 and the Pro V1X, and recently I was actually having a fitting myself and discovered that I'd been playing the wrong ball this whole time, and I had a whole load of myths in my head about who should be playing the Pro V1 and who should be playing the Pro V1X, and I was completely wrong. So I thought you could clear that up and help perhaps our viewers at home learn what ball might be more appropriate for them.
Yeah, so as a club rep, we're always trying to make sure the clubs work with our golf ball, and with most of the PGA Tour playing Pro V1 or Pro V1X, we're always trying to work those together. So the biggest key is we like to work from the hole backwards in a golf ball fitting.
Interesting.
If the wedge game doesn't work, it's a little hard to just go, oh, it's 1 yard longer with my driver or something like that. So we're always looking for the performance working the hole backwards. So if we get a player who likes a really soft feel, we're going to start towards that Pro V1. If they like a little firmer feel, we might lean a little bit more towards the X. And then as we move back in their iron play and we look at their windows, is if they're looking for a little bit flatter, lower spinning ball, then we're going to stay with the Pro V1. If they're looking for a little higher launch, a little more spin, we're going to go to the Pro V1X.
That's exactly what I needed, was that slightly higher launch. So I didn't realize it had that impact on how the ball launches through the air. I thought it was all about club head speed relative to the distance you're going to get out of that ball.
And that's the thing with different types of heads, with T100, T200, we can do a lot in terms of performance of that. So if we can get a little of that out of the golf ball before we start and then get the head type you like, once we get to the driver, SureFit CG, SureFit Hosel, we can make it go higher and lower from there. So we really want to make it sure it performs around the green and with your irons.
That is really interesting. So you've got to start at the green, work out what sort of feel you're looking for there. Is it soft? Is it a bit firmer? Then work back to the irons, see how you want it to launch. And finally, and not least of all, but you can work out with the driver and make sure you're getting, is it to do with distance or is it to do with ball speed?
A lot of it's just going to be trajectory based, launch, spin, and speed. So if I have a driver that I was working through my irons, I really like the soft feel of Pro V1, it's giving me great performance and flight with my irons, but it's a little flat with my driver, then I can look at shaft, loft, SureFit settings to make a little more height and give me the launch conditions I need to make sure both are really, really long.
So JJ, if you could kind of summarize which players should be using the Pro V1 and which players should be using the Pro V1X, is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, the best thing to do is go through a fitting like you did, and I think that's what you can assume until you can try both golf balls and really see what it is. But in general, the higher ball player that's looking for a little bit more penetrating flight is going to play the Pro V1. A player looking for a little higher launch, a little more spin is going to be playing the X.
That's me. That's why I've got the X. Perfect. Thanks a lot.
There you go. No worries.